From Penn State, Mitchell Mesenbrink.
Mitchell's first Big Ten championship match was against Dean Hamady, and Dean came out and wrestled him.
The second takedown for Dean Hamady, and the Badger leads it 6-1.
Like, if you just wrestle Mitchell, it's gonna be really hard.
He comes around, he takes Hamady to his back. Here goes Mesenbrink.
It was more just like, boom, like mind-blowing. It was like, wow, he was able to do that.
Mitchell Mesenbrink rallies from behind, and he is your Big Ten champion.
He's one of the more unique guys I've ever coached. I don't know when he's wrestling free, how you could scout him.
It is non-stop with Mitchell Mesenbrink. This guy just wears people out.
There's no, hey, let's slow it down, let this, I mean, there's one pace and it's hard.
Unbelievable, the pressure that Mesenbrink is bringing here tonight.
You think of it like, almost like he blacks out when he's out there. He's like, what just happened out there? Because he just goes.
Over a while, it becomes kind of an unconscious kind of thing where you hear the whistle go, and that's what you do, you just go. Muscle memory of just, okay, this is what I do, and I'm gonna go and do it.
I've been coaching youth club, high school level, since the early 90s. City of St. Louis would host the NCAA Championships, like, repeatedly. We go every year. Mitchell was at NCAA's in a car seat.
Good. Nice.
Some of the things that we would be working on, we would look at wrestlers that he liked to watch. We would watch video of them, and then we would go and practice the moves, and he would try this stuff. And there would be lots of matches where he would lose, but he would be all excited because he hit a move for the first time that one of his favorite wrestlers had done.
It was a very clear thing, a dad, son, coach, athlete relationship, that the only thing he's looking for is just me to go out and work my hardest.
Mitchell was about 9 or 10 years old, and there was a youth tournament, and it was being hosted at Carver Hawkeye Arena, which is really cool.
I lost, and I got pinned, and I got pinned because I quit. You know, we went back to the hotel, and he was like, you know, the only thing that I'm looking for as your coach or as your dad is just effort.
That idea of being very relentless and aggressive, that was kind of like something that we talked about all the time. And now it's just kind of in him. A lot of those guys that he would inspire to compete like, they were Penn State guys.
I loved Penn State, and I'd wear it head to toe. It was just kind of that thing that, you know, me and my dad kind of loved together.
He'd go to national competitions and he'd place, you know, he'd be like maybe a 3rd or a 5th or something like that. But it was never really like a big breakout. So he was kind of under the radar a little bit.
A blue chip recruit are the guys that we're bringing in right now that are making world teams as seniors in high school. I don't think I was one of them.
Coming out of high school, Mitchell had enrolled in California Baptist University in Riverside, California. He was on a mission to make it work out in California, but just there was that feeling that it's something else, something different.
Weight-wise and stuff, maybe it just didn't make sense at the time, but I think Mitchell got to the point where he was like, I don't care who's at the weight, I want to go to Penn State. It was just like, go, 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 go. People were like, hey, what are we doing here? We're supposed to be drilling, but they end up live wrestling for an hour.
Definitely coming in, it's probably like, okay, well, like, you got to chill out a little bit.
The nostalgia of what we had watched when Mitchell was a little guy, and now we're in Rec Hall.
This is an assault, a barrage of offense coming from Mitchell Mesenbrink.
When Mitchell is tag falling the next best guy in the country, I mean, to me, I look at that and I'm like, wow, that's really impressive. if there was a way to win by even more than 15 points, Mitchell would try to find it.
In 2024, the NCAA Championship Finals, that was against David Carr.
Mesenbrink's got to throw flurries at him. He's got to throw the flurries to Mitch.
I think Mitchell thought the score was tied. When I finally kind of realized that, I started yelling like, hey, you're losing. He hadn't been in a match that year that riding time made a difference. His initial response was, Coach was upset with me. I'm like, dude, I wasn't upset with you at all. I was sad for you because, just how it ended.
I could say, oh man, thought it was tied or whatever. But again, who does that fall back on? It's me. I think the person that stepped out there a year later was a much more developed wrestler.
Mitchell Mesenbrink, a perfect 26-0 up against Iowa's Mikey Caliendo, a 3-time All-American.
Wrestling against Caliendo in the finals, that's a stiff challenge because that was the 6th time they had wrestled.
Mitchell Mesenbrink lost in the finals last year, and that remains the only loss of his collegiate career.
I knew how pumped Mitchell was going to be because all those years where we had sat up in the stands and watched what I wanted to do and what I watched for so long, I'm getting to live that. It's me down there.
I would say a lot of kids are, looking at Mitchell and thinking, that's the model, and they would be correct.
Another tech fall for Mitchell Mesenbrink.
Your fixed mindset or a growth mindset where you're always going to keep getting better, or there's kind of a ceiling. And I don't think I have a ceiling.